Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Advocate Killer podcast. I'm your host,
Yo!
Joe, and I'm joined by your second favorite host, or maybe your favorite host. It depends on who you are.
Probably.
Double himself, back at it
How you
again
doing?
with another episode. And I'm excited. Today's going to be, I'm hyped for this episode. Are you hyped?
I am. I'm pretty hyped. We're going to
Pretty
talk
hyped.
about architecture.
Yeah, we got Park Sue in the chat.
Yes.
Yo, what's up? So yeah, I got sick of waiting for the other members to join, and I was really excited to talk about this thing I came across, this feat of architecture, I guess potential feat of architecture that caught my eye, and I was like, yo, we gotta figure this out. So there's actually a website, and I think I might just try and pop that open. What is it called? Let me just Google it because I think I'm smart.
Just Google it, man, and then share your screen.
This is why we need Jamie.
Nah, we're doing an episode of In the Field, motherfuckers. That's what we're doing.
Oh, it's
In
on
the
Wikipedia.
field.
You already know it's official.
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Official website.
That's what parks like to call it.
You can always count on Wikipedia sources. Not always Wikipedia, but Wikipedia sources will get you where you need to go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything's good. Okay, stream is good. I'm going to go ahead and select.
Clear browser.
I'm going to share it to Discord as well so we can get real spicy here. So as you can see, this is the Line website. If you don't know, for the uninformed,
what the fuck is that trailer?
Inform you. Look, so doesn't this look like future-esque to you? Like we got all this like fancy architecture going. I have a big, huge doubt in my mind that it will actually ever look like this. I mean, do you know how long it takes to grow trees like that? But again, this is a prototype. This is, it's showing you the potential of what it could be. But I found it very interesting. So we're going to go ahead and roll this little. I guess this is an ad. I hope I don't get copyrighted for this. But I guess I could mute it. No, I can't. I thought that was coming from the video.
I'm covering it up.
Just like do that in the background.
Oh, you can't like mute it? So it's
No, I can't. I'm not smart.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine.
And there's no mute button in the video player.
Oh,
but this looks sick, dude. Look at that. So look at this. Look at this.
Okay.
This is basically a real life Minecraft project. That's why I call it, because the blockiness of it all. Look at it. It's a freaking city. Okay, so maybe it's not glass. Maybe this is just, maybe it's not like a mirror. Maybe it's actually glass, like a window. That seems more plausible to me. Yeah, because they have to let light through. So I guess I was mistaken. Well, the video that I watched originally, I found this on YouTube, and it said that this was going to be all glass. But since, that's kind of been debunked because glass is probably not going to work very well, as we were talking about earlier. Like it would absorb too much heat and probably melt. But if it's just a glass instead of a mirror, then the glass, there's less problems. And plus there are glass that have anti-thermal properties, so they actually reduce the amount of thermal heat to go through. I know that because there's my brother-in-law works for a construction company that actually sells that glass. So
wow.
I knew it. But yeah, I feel like this would be incredible. I mean, they had it looks like a freaking resort, like some sort of like theatrical. It basically looks like virtual reality in real life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you got this massive structure, okay, in the middle of the freaking desert. And then you have just inside of it, nowhere else, there's freaking trees. What else? There's let's see, where's the architecture? I don't know how there's going to be a parking garage in there, to be honest.
I don't know, but even if it is plausible, Wait, would they have cars in there? Why do they have cars in there?
Well,
I thought they were
it's
gonna just use the
the
train.
width of it is, so if you're unfamiliar with the scale, the actual width will be 2 football fields.
So 200 yards.
Yes. So you could fit some
that
cars
is
in
pretty
there.
far.
Now the problem with an enclosed space like that and car exhaust, so we're probably gonna have electric cars by then or something similar at least. I hope, because the exhaust is just gonna like build up in there, and everyone will.
Well, it
everyone at
didn't
the
have a
bottom
roof.
will slowly die. Well, that's the thing. It's like the air is a fluid, just like water, so it will fill up
course.
a container, and this is literally a massive container. So it's going to need some sort of. Well, they probably already figured out the ventilation. At least I hope so.
What about the draining? I hope they figured that one out too, because
Well-
it's gonna fill up like a deggum long soup bowl.
Yeah, I think actually, like there was this one photo where like the very bottom level, like right above the train station, so the train is gonna run underground of it. Oh, that's weird that there's like mountains of dirt on the side, or that's just a reflection. The dirt's over here. But like,
But
there's like a water. In the very bottom, there's like little islands and trees and water, and apparently under there is like a subway somewhere. Also,
and this is in the
person
middle of the
flying.
desert of
I
Saudi
don't think
Arabia,
they're gonna be
right?
able to make people fly like that. Could be wrong. Wouldn't that be sick? They just like, all right, guys, we figured out how to make you be able to fly.
Well, they
Took you
just have to
about
build
5 years.
anti-gravity with the between the confines of the building. But
Okay,
but
so
even
it's
if this is in the desert of the Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah.
So how would they get the resource? How would they replenish resources?
I think they want to build it to be like a self-sustaining system. So they're gonna have everything they need inside the facility, like farming, animals, yada yada, everything you really won't need to. I don't know. Well, I mean, they live really. All they will need for water is like filtration, because it's literally right next to the ocean. I guess the only thing besides that you need is like shelter from the sun, because in the desert it gets really hot and it gets really cold. It's very extreme.
Oh,
So it's hard to live there. So I'm interested how the shelf if it's going to be enclosed or not, and I think it will be, because for anything to like actually grow, really, it's like those trees especially, for that to actually grow, I feel like it would need to be enclosed, just to keep like the outside elements out, because the dust and the excess amount of sunlight that hits it. Well, actually, now that I think about it, it's only going to receive like 2 hours of sunlight from the very top, and then any light following the arc of the sun from either side will be less than like a normal dose, because there's windows, and then the light levels will decrease.
they make light bulbs that mimic vitamin D, but they can't mimic the radiation you get from the sun.
That's true. Look at this. This isn't anywhere. This is just a regular farm.
That's just outside. What the fuck?
Yeah. There's planes. Oh, no.
Are those
This
the
is
Wright
like
brothers?
Okay, so this is like a ode to like the current history, and they want this
I
to
made
be
the
like
change.
the next
They're trying to
wonder
make
of
a
the
change.
world. Yeah, okay. And then let's check this one out. See what we're
I
working
mean,
with.
they're good spirited with it.
You see desert. We see opportunity. You see the sun.
I see oil.
We
I'm
see
from Texas.
That's how they're funding
inexhaustible
this.
energy. You see ancient lands.
Sell oil to build
We
electric
see the
cars.
world
That's how you
tomorrow.
know.
This
I look
is
at all these
Neon.
Well, they got
I see
VR in
one
there
thing.
too. You know they had to clickbait that.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
26,500
Just throw the
square
headset in the
kilometers.
thumbnail.
This thing
Bada
is
bing, bada bang.
colossal, though. I actually want to see this. Like, if this ever gets built, I'm gonna have to like check it out.
Well, tune in to January 1st, 2050, where we're gonna check it out. We're gonna do a
January
live
1st.
tour.
You heard it here first, January 1st, 2050. We're gonna
Me and Joe are gonna set out.
all the hosts of the Undercover podcast. We're gonna have it on location in Saudi Arabia.
In the field.
In Neo, provided it exists at the time, and our podcast also exists at the time.
We'll see whichever one flops first.
Well, they both have to be active for it to work.
Well, it doesn't matter, man. All you need is me, you, and a couple of drinks, and bada bing, bada bam. We got anything we need.
If it doesn't exist, we'll make it in VR and then
Accelerator
visit it.
of human progress.
So,
I'm pretty sure somebody's already doing that.
Oh yeah, VR. Let's see.
Like, oh, this is what it could look like.
So
They should do that actually. Like, this is what
Basically,
we kind of want it to look like, and you can like take a tour of it in VR.
So it looks like this is a 7-year project, and they spent all these 7 years just picking a name
For real?
and like planning the project, like planning. And I saw the video that said that they started construction. So it took them a really long time to figure out the name, and then once they got a good name, that was, I
Why
guess,
can't
a
they
good
just
PR
call it
stunt.
Project
Now
Earth
they have
or
it,
some
like-
stupid shit?
They have it like practiced or not. What do the
We have it,
experts have to say? Okay, so we have urban planning,
We have 6
nature
experts.
reserve, environment, media, and okay, waterworks, and then energy. How it's going to be powered. Okay, so they all
What
these
about-
experts.
What about
I don't think
physics?
these
What
people are
about-
going to live until 2015. I'm going to be honest. Some of these people are not going to make it, so they're going to have to hire a double over here.
Well, let's see. Wait, let's see what they're saying though, because I want to see if it's peer reviewed.
Yeah. Well, bro, they can afford the peer review. Come on.
Well, they can just say it's peer reviewed and it not
for
be.
me is
That's true.
challenge, passion, and life. I'm Giovanna Carnevali. I'm the executive director of urban planning in NEOM, and I'm from Italy, from Milan. I've been working in Spain, in the Netherlands, in Russia. And architecture for me, it's a way of thinking. It's a state of life. NEOM for me is
Sure.
the project, is the project for the future. And project in Latin means progettare, means throw something
What?
ahead. We need to think in advance. So how can we create
So
streets
they're
without
planning
cars?
it right now, and they're
How we
running
can
into
generate
issues that I've already
cities without
thought
streets.
of.
So we want to urbanize as less as possible, but at the same time we want
They're
to
planning
enhance the nature and protect it. It's a challenge because it's a green field. So we are really shaping the reality. But this
Right.
is life. This is part of life. If you join NEOM, it's because it has to be part of your life.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, like I said, like a project of this size is going to have issues that are going to come up. Not only when
Yeah.
planning, but actually building. There's going to be unforeseen stuff. But planning is going to probably take them. Most of the time, it's probably going to be spent in planning rather than building, because building really doesn't take that long. It's the planning that takes years and years.
I don't think there's one problem I don't think they thought about, and that it's in the fucking sand. How are they gonna grow anything? It's in the sand.
well, this next one is about the environment. So let's
Oh,
see
yeah,
what they
yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
say.
My bad, my bad, my
Let's
bad.
see what they have to say.
Isn't this the
There's
same
gonna be great
chick?
developments around the world that have really changed
They
the
look
way that we
similar,
live.
no.
But with NEOM, the difference will be the way the project
just took
incorporates
off the turtleneck.
environmental values, sustainability values, and that's what makes this project different.
Okay, so basically, yeah, they haven't figured out the desert part yet, because that was like a 30-second video and they didn't say anything about it.
Nah, they didn't
Uh,
figure that shit out,
All right,
man.
we'll look at nature and water and see maybe they have an idea.
For me, NEOM is fresh, motivating, and sustainable. Hi, my name is Gavin Van Tonder, and I'm the
What's up?
Executive Director for Water for NEOM. I'm originally from South Africa and have lived in 13 countries around the world, and now sitting in NEOM Riyadh, and in a few days heading off to NEOM NEOM. NEOM is the opportunity to develop something brand new, to create a model for what the world should look like in the future. In the water sector, we have a huge opportunity in order to change the paradigm of the water sector. We're not talking about pure sustainability, but we're actually talking about enhancing the environment and bringing water back to the surface in NEOM. It's an actual honor to say I work in the water industry, because you're working with one of the scarcest resources in the industry. So for me,
That's true.
water is life.
Yeah, and to live in the desert, you're gonna need a lot of water.
You know, I'm a glass half full kind of dude.
Yeah.
I honestly think I think they're gonna do it. I think they're
Yeah.
gonna pull through with it
But
and
I'm
actually
interested.
succeed.
I'm interested to see how they actually do it, because obviously planning only goes so far, right? I want to see what happens when something unplanned occurs.
Like a malfunction of sorts.
Well, like when building, like, okay, we can't actually dig this deep because we need more dynamite or some shit, and it's just gonna extend the time period, right? Of like how they
Right.
make it. So and then maybe they discover that they built over a fault line, and then some of it's going to have to be disconnected or built in a way that it can bend instead of destroy the whole structure, or whatever happens there. Or because it's so close to the ocean, okay, they have to figure out how to keep it from being damaged by weather and natural disasters
Erosion.
and stuff. And the thing is also with that is maintenance. Like once it's built, the maintaining of that, because over time it's going to deteriorate, and a thing of that size is going to have a lot of points of failure. Maybe less than I think.
Specifically that it's made of glass.
If any one thing goes wrong, suddenly it becomes uninhabitable. Like water doesn't work. Okay, people can't drink. And the cattle can't be fed, and the people can't eat. It's just not inhabitable, right? I say the power goes out. Okay, well, what the heck do you do without power? You know, it's like,
dude, you know what'd be crazy? You know what I just thought of? What if people live in this motherfucker for so long that the outside world, the world that they used to be in, it actually grows toxic to them? Dude, that shit would be crazy.
Well, I mean, that could actually, I could see that happening more in the sense of like they adapt to living within a safe structure, right? So if you adapt to not needing sunlight, like basically living in a cave, and then all of a sudden you get out in sunlight, then you have more risk of like skin cancer than somebody who's, you know, generations of their family have been in the sun and they have more melatonin in their skin. So, you know, things like that will happen. But over the span of this project, we won't have to,
It's melanin, not melatonin.
You know what I mean.
That's the shit you take to fall asleep.
You get what I mean. But yeah, it'll be we probably won't ever see any issues like that. It'll be in a couple generations. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to think about, because this thing is probably gonna last longer than a couple generations, right? Like it's not like the Titanic, like the Titanic is gonna sink. I mean, it's still gonna be there. Like it's not going anywhere.
It's gonna be like the Golden Gate Bridge, man.
I'm very interested.
It's gonna take a lot of people to build.
Oh yeah, you can also invest right on the site. Oh, let's actually check the news tab.
Ooh, invest $5.
Latest news. So
or $3.50.
They're looking for more investors. It's also going to be like some sort of resort. They're going to have like hotels, competitions, beach games, which makes sense. On their hosting play, I think are they hosting stuff on the actual site before it's like
bring together leading Globe sports events to one unique destination.
October 19th to December 19th. So yeah.
Oh.
Cool. So they have like 25 sports. They want it to be a hub for sport. Oh, that'd be sick. Dude, could you imagine like being like a top musician and they like fly you in to perform there?
What I'm seeing like Thneedville. That's what I'm more imagining.
Yeah, what's that?
It's Thneedville from fucking that movie about the trees.
Movie about the trees?
Yeah, there's this guy and there's this girl, and he really likes this girl. She's like, you ever heard of a tree? And he's like, what the fuck, no. And then the guy, he's like, oh, I got air in a bottle. And he's like, buy the bottle of air. And they're all singing and shit, and they're all happy. And they're like, man, we really don't know what the fuck's going on. And then the guy that really liked the girl, he finally goes outside. He's like, where are all the trees? And then he finds this house in the middle of nowhere. And he's like, well, I chopped down all the trees. And he's like, what? And then they finally get the seed for a tree. Oh, the Lorax. It's called the Lorax.
Oh, I was going to say, you have an amazing like chronological memory. Like you remember the exact events of that movie, not like just the main parts, but like the chronological order of how things went down. That's pretty impressive.
I'm seeing like Thneedville, like a bunch of like parking lots with a suspended basketball court with like tennis courts and like snow for some reason. That's what I'm seeing that
Here's
they could probably do.
And like in like an apocalypse, that would be the best place, because if it is sustainable in the way that it says it is, it's going to be able to exist independently of everybody. Like it's going to have its own power, its own water, its own farms and food and plants, yada yada. Like people could live their whole lives there and never see the outside world. So kind of cool. It's like it's on, and the thing that's kind of space-esque, because you know you're not really meant to live like out in the desert, but if you have a structure that can support that, then you pretty much live anywhere. So it's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
you could just throw solar panels on along the entire like length of it, and bada bing, bada bam, you got infinite power.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of sick, actually. But yeah, that's interesting. I'm very interested, but I'll probably get really boring because it'll be like year after year. Oh, we're 2% done. Okay, now we're 3%. Oh, we ran into some issues. We're back to 2%. We gotta start over.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, because I'm not naming names, but Bobby didn't show up today.
And like, you know, but I don't know. Maybe they can get through it. Maybe they can figure out. I bet they probably. The thing, like, will they run out of funding? I wonder, because they like the video I watched estimated like it's gonna cost around like at least at minimum like 1 trillion to finish the whole thing. So that's a lot.
That's not as much as I was thinking.
Not as much as you were thinking, but it's a lot for the current.
That's like
thing.
one
And
Jeff Bezos.
right, but can they maintain their investments? Like, can they get to that number? I wonder.
They would need to they would need to cut a lot of corners. Cut a lot of corners to produce, because investors,
thing
all
is,
they want is results.
Right. Well, they're not going to see results for the next 30 years. So it's hard to find investors for a project that long. So that'll be interesting. That's probably why they're looking for more investors on the site. Donate now. But yeah,
I'll give you $3.50.
exactly. And speaking of investors, you can of course donate to the Advocate podcast if you
The
feel so
shameless plug.
But yeah, and now we're gonna go to the compliments, because I did not expect this many. So I guess I should start at the beginning.
Compliments?
No comments.
Oh, well, that's what you said.
Okay. They're laughing at the explanation because I don't know. It's kind of interesting, I guess. I hope so. Let's see. Yeah. Park Seo went to make some dinner. Good idea. Very good idea. I gotta say, if he's like a good cook, we're gonna have to like link up and like figure out what he likes to make.
He's old. That's why he's a good cook.
Because dude, some people and their recipes, like everybody's got like a grandma who has like their recipes and stuff, but like every family is really good at least making one type of food. And I'm trying to like add that to my Pokédex, if you will. You know what I mean? Like
Mine's
every time I meet somebody,
sausage.
every time I meet somebody new, I'm like, hey yo, what's your family recipes? You know, it's like right now, I'm trying to figure out stuff from my family, and obviously my favorite thing, like the thing that I make really easily and just really naturally, is like ramen. Like I make it a very specific way, obviously, but I mean that's I wouldn't consider that a meal because it's like not from scratch. Like if I made my own noodles, then it would make more sense. But
Right.
yeah, I've been trying to like learn how to make stuff from scratch. So like I said, I've been
Bro,
doing
my family's
pizza,
Mexican. We got a whole
steak,
book of recipes.
rice, beef, like different stuff. I like Alfredo and spaghetti and pasta. I like a lot of like, I don't know if it counts as Italian, like pizza and pasta, but like that's the shit, dude. Speaking of food, so you said your family's Mexican, eh? What kind of foods do you guys have?
We just got we got a big ass book full of Mexican shit. Just a bunch of recipes that were passed down from the family.
All right, I want
Like,
do you have like a top 3, or would you have to look at it?
Chicken rice roni. That's one
heck
of them.
Yeah, that's good.
Enchiladas.
Making everybody
We got
hungry.
We got one for tres leches.
Trace leches. That's 3 milk or 3 cheese.
Yeah, it literally just means 3 milk. I actually had to ask somebody.
Is that like
I was like, what the
eggnog?
fuck
What
was
is
it?
that?
It's just 3 milks, man. 3 different milks makes the cake.
Oh, very interesting. Okay. Yeah, I really resonate with what they said. I can cook good. I'm just lazy. To be honest, I am too. Like I can make. I've been learning to make some pretty incredible things, and I'm actually considering like taking like a culinary class, just like refine the skills a little bit. But I mean, at this point I can learn anything I want just looking it up. And apparently that's like a skill. Apparently people don't know how to learn things by themselves. They have to go to somebody else, which is fair. That makes sense. You know, that's the old way of doing it. But we have Google now. Not to crap on those people, but open your eyes. A whole new world. Google.com. I just lost track of what else. We were talking about food, and now I'm talking about
We're
Google.
talking about architecture.
Oh goodness, this is all over the place. But remember, we had like Kiwi. Actually, we had like a little cooking stream. What did he make? He made like
Made like a grilled cheese sandwich.
grilled cheese
That's
sandwich.
what the recipe's in the name, so it doesn't count.
yeah. Did he put? He didn't put like. I don't want to say maple. He didn't put maple syrup on it, did he? I feel like did he
No,
do that?
I
Or
don't
was
know
he
what he
kidding?
put on there.
Oh, he was Oh, he must have been joking about that. He didn't actually put it on.
I don't know. Motherfucker's crazy. He'll put anything on anything and call it a day.
But yeah, if you could make anything in the world,
Uh-huh.
like any dish.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
and you-
what would I make? Like
Yeah.
right now? Some
Like,
chicken nuggets.
for the,
I'm
like-
hungry.
like for the rest of your life, if you had to pick one thing, you can only make that.
Chicken nuggets.
I hate that question because it's like you're gonna be different at different points in time and like different things. So it's kind of limiting. I guess like a better question would be like, what's your go-to meal?
Chicken nuggets.
Like Dino Nuggies.
And some curly fries. No, not the dino ones. They're always overcooked and they never cook properly. I don't know why everybody's
Yeah.
so obsessed with them. They're so
Chicken
stupid.
nuggets with barbecue sauce. You don't like fast food, right? You like
Yeah.
the grocery store.
I
We're kind of.
buy it frozen. Tyson,
Did you make
man.
it scratch?
Tyson. Yeah, no, I don't make it scratch. Tyson,
Dude, it's
Tyson
so
frozen
good.
nuggets.
My mom was
Tyson,
showing
hook me up with a sponsor.
Oh yeah, Tyson. They make some good chicken. Really,
Dude,
like,
they
decent
they.
chicken.
I mean, chicken kind of makes itself.
No, I mean like with the breading and like the little bit
Yeah.
of seasoning. But what I really prefer, that's good. But what I like is if you just get like regular chicken from the store, like just raw, like well,
Nah, don't get
Raw
never
chicken.
never buy your meat from your local grocery store. Always
yeah,
go
even
to
like
your
a butcher shop. But we don't have one. so
no,
it's gotta
no,
be the
no.
grocery
Go down
store.
the street to the Tony and Tere, man, the Mexican store. They'll give you the right shit.
Oh, we don't have that here. I live in the country. We have like one store, and it's Kroger.
Oh, damn.
And then the other one's
Then you're
like
kinda
Dollar
stuck.
General. And I'm like, well, sure. Okay. And then we have fast food. That's it. But if there was, I would definitely go. We used to, but it closed down. The owner retired, doing it for like 50 years. So now we got to get everything from
Yeah.
freaking Kroger, which is not the worst thing in the world, but it's not good. I mean, because all this stuff is like, it comes in on a truck, and on the truck it's frozen, and then it's like thawed out in the store, and it's just there all day.
I
So-
thought you'd shop at a store called like Wegmans or something.
Wegmans.
Just some
have never
obscure
heard of
place.
that in my life.
Wegmans, man. It's up there in whatchamacallit, the
Kentucky?
northern area. I don't know.
Kentucky isn't northern.
Not Kentucky. Like I don't know.
I'm not-
Over there.
I'm not from Canada, bro. Wegmans.
Wegmans. I do cook, just not often. And
Well,
few and far in
it
between.
does take a lot of work because, like, I'm always in a freaking hurry. Like this morning, I had to get up. My mom needed the car, but I needed to go to the college and take an exam. So I like speeded the whole way there. Did a 3-hour exam in like 1 hour. I didn't do as well as I did because I was in a hurry. Ran
Is it
back home.
against the rules to DoorDash stuff to the exam room?
Well, you can't leave. Like you can't have any like access to the outside world, so they'd have to like wait
Damn,
outside.
so the DoorDash person is stuck inside the room?
No, he has to stay outside,
Oh,
and you can't like talk to them or anything because that's technically
slide it
cheating, I
under the
guess.
door, man.
But yeah, I
one-
was supposed to
one
send the
by
results
one.
to my teacher, but I fricked it up. I sent it to myself, but I must have mistyped it because I didn't get it either. So I screwed everything up.
Out
All
there
that for
somewhere,
nothing.
somebody got the results of your test.
Somebody got my test results and is very confused why they just got like 7 certifications randomly. So somebody's confused, and hopefully I don't have to retake it. Worst comes to worst, I have to retake it. Okay, we got a comment from my brother.
Wegmans is East Coast,
What's your opinion
Easy
on
Coast,
frog
East
legs?
Coast, Virginia.
What's your opinion
Frog
on frog
legs.
legs?
I freaking love frog legs, man. I'll eat them up.
Like,
Turtle soup, love that too.
Like, is it the actual flavor of the meat, or is it like a seasoning that is added to it? Because personally,
Aw,
if it
man.
was just like raw, heck nah. But I guess it was
Frogs are
flavored
like
good enough.
Frogs are like any other just little stupid thing. They feed on trash, so they're gonna taste like trash. So you gotta really season it. I mean it depends if you're raising your own frogs or not. But you can't do it to wild frogs.
What? Dude, imagine you make your own pond of season, and it's like just seasonings, and the frogs live in that pond, right? You just like fill with tadpoles.
Dude, they're just marinating their whole life.
As they live, they're marinated, and so it's just, and you just throw it, you fry them up, and you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? We got another question here. Would you rather eat a raw frog or a raw snake?
Well, snake is really stringy meat, and frog is, I guess, lean.
Yeah,
It's
I
more
think
fatty than
I
lean.
don't know as to the taste or not, but I can tell you, frogs, you know, that's like one gulp, right? A snake,
Frogs
you
is
gotta
better.
like, you gotta like
Yeah.
chew and eat. Like,
Yeah.
a little tiny frog,
Yeah,
I
chew,
can just
slurp,
like,
chew.
you know, just like take it like a vitamin or something. I don't know. So tadpoles in seasoned water. That's what I'm saying. We need to start a frog hatchery and become the best seasoned frog in the business.
There you go. Somebody already did it with the cricket.
Cricket. People eat crickets? Like actually
Yeah,
buy and eat
bacon
crickets.
flavor, onion, sour cream and
Ah,
onion, cheddar
That sounds
cheese.
disgusting. It probably doesn't taste bad, but like that's an
Dude, it's
insect.
awesome. It's awesome.
Have you tried it?
They live on greenery, man. Yeah, dude.
You have not tried it.
Crickets-
I don't believe you.
I have tried it. Crickets are awesome.
I hate crickets so much because they're so annoying.
Well, yeah, but when they're dead, they're cool. Like you can have a conversation with them.
I don't know. Okay, we got another. Okay, we got some interesting. We got an interesting question here. How many chickens could you fight off at once before they overpower you? Okay, so
Am I using my gun or not?
how much?
I mean,
okay,
I could-
You have to clarify how much time, how much preparation do we have beforehand? Like,
I'm
for
just
it,
gonna stomp on their
grab some
head.
ammo. Is it like impromptu? Like right now, you're just thrown into a arena of chickens, or is it like you have 24 hours? You know.
I'm talking.
Please
All right.
elaborate.
It says how many chickens could you fight off at once before they overpowered you? I'm talking 700. 700 chickens before they overpowered me.
700, bro.
I could get through 700 chickens before they started to overpower
so
me.
you clarified no weapons, bare hands. Okay, so bare hands, fighting off chickens, dude. I don't know, cause that many chickens pecking you at once, bruh. It'd be like freaking ants, like tearing you apart. So
Nah, man. Nah.
the thing is, though,
They're
it would
stupid.
only be your feet because they can't get really high. It'd be like your legs and your knees. So they'd slowly like pick at your legs until you bleed out, and there's like arteries and shit. So I'm assuming, okay, it would take a lot of pecks to like get to the vital veins of the legs. So let's see. Let's say it.
Well,
takes,
they don't break skin.
Let's say it takes
unless
yeah,
they have those
well,
metal
over
things
time,
on their claws.
over time they would, right? So if you had time to prepare, just like rain boots, you're all good. But if you don't, it would probably take at least I'm gonna throw out an estimate, maybe 250 pecks before they get to in the same location or like around the same location before they get to like a vein. And that's a gross estimate. But okay, 250 pecks. So that means
That's if they actually get to they
Right,
actually hit the
'cause
same
they'd
spot.
have to jump they'd have to be like aggro and like chasing you. Like if you're just walking around getting occasional
And
peck.
accurate too.
I feel like if there's just like a sea of chickens, right? They're not
Mhm.
gonna be they're just gonna be there. If we're
Mhm.
fighting, I don't think they would realize I'm fighting them because I mean chicken brain.
they're
So
pretty
I feel like
stupid.
it would be a slaughter. I would just go around and all I would have to do is step on them.
That's what I'm saying. Just step on
I
them.
feel like an infinite number of chickens is the right answer. Just to be honest.
No, because you get tired. You gotta take into account fatigue.
Yeah, but I can sleep and then go back. What are they gonna do?
Fair
Eat me in my
enough.
sleep?
They're not like
Cabin,
zombie
bruh.
pigmen. They don't.
Right.
When you hit one, and then they all come after you.
Because
that would be an
Do you
issue.
want to read the next comment we got or no?
Would you rather kick a porcupine barefooted or get stung in the face by 10 African killer bees? I'd kick a porcupine barefooted because that's easier.
Dude.
You can't
Well,
hurt
yeah,
the moneymaker.
A porcupine is just needles, right? And like, needles are not
Yeah,
the worst.
They
like,
don't go in
hurt.
that
They're
deep
not-
either.
Like killer bees, that's like they're actually injecting venom. And it actually I hear it's not that fun. So
Involuntary Botox.
plus that's in
is
the
what I like to
face
call
versus
it.
in the foot. The foot does have a lot of nerve endings, and like the toes especially. That would not feel great. I'm gonna be honest with you. But
Yeah,
like,
but take them
that
out.
versus
You're
the
out. You're off your
face-
foot for a few days.
That versus
You're
the
fine.
face, you would turn into like, imagine getting stung and like stung that many bees in the face. You wouldn't look human anymore, right? Just be like bloated, freaking like Buzz Lightyear looking. You'd
Buzz
be like-
Lightyear looking.
you would. You'd like Starkman, come in, Starkman. There seems to be no intelligent life anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But if
Yeah,
you just
man.
kick, you kick a porcupine, not going to be great. You pull out the quills and you move on about your life. As long as you don't get infected, you're good, But it's not really going to be with you for like a while. There's not as much inflammation, I don't think.
It's kind of
But
whack.
yeah, very interesting question. He's very creative here. This is really off topic, but I have a question for our viewers. What is your go-to like meal that you like to cook? Like actually like make by yourself? I wanna know. And I wanna roast it and talk about it. See if it's good, see if I like it, or see if I don't.
We'll roast
Imagine
the
it's
fuck
like
out of it
I
if
like
it's stupid.
imagine someone comments, I can make minute rice in 59 seconds.
That's
Be
what
like,
my
"Yeah."
friend put on his fucking college resume.
No, do not put that on your resume. They won't think it's funny, especially if it's really professional. But don't do that. Don't do that. All right.
Don't do that.
Last. Okay, we got another question from. Would you rather have the
Would you
ability
rather-
to hop like a grasshopper or fly like a flying fish?
Well, they're basically just hopping, so just hop like a grasshopper. But
Well,
that
fly
don't
like
mean
a
genetic
fish means
changes.
that you can only hop in the water. The
Yeah,
grasshopper would be on land. But proportionally, the grasshopper would basically be, how the Hulk jumps really high? That like if you miniaturized him down to the size of a grasshopper, he'd probably jump about the same like length. So a flying fish, its proportions are a bit larger than a grasshopper. And it only can go out of the water for a short amount of time. It can't actually fly. Whereas I've seen some freaking grasshoppers with freaking wings, bro. And they can jump far. Okay. Locusts can fly, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So would I like the ability to be basically that freaking Pokemon that can jump up and down in like in a second, in a moment? Or would I like the ability to jump as far as the Hulk and have wings? I think there's a clear winner here, and it's the grasshopper.
Yeah,
Back on topic
but
with the
but what
Oh,
about
go
the
ahead.
physical and what about the physical changes?
We're
You would
not
have
worried-
to you would have to get weird legs.
You would, but I mean, it's not worried about. It's just like in general, like what would be better? Like to me, that'd be better. I mean, physical changes. Would you rather have gills, bro? I'd rather have
mean,
like
you would have
reinforced
to.
steel legs than gills. And wings, bro.
I mean, if you had gills, there's more water than there is land. So,
That is true,
Like-
but you'd end up getting like eaten by like a shark, bro. We don't have sharks in the air.
bro,
Right.
Aquaman, that shit.
All right, moving on. Okay, so their go-to thing is potato soup, and that's an interesting one because a lot of people, well, I know my family. Not only do we like put chopped potatoes in the soup, but they also like mashed potatoes, put mashed potatoes in the soup to like thicken it. So it's like
Mhm.
soup central. Like you're like using all forms of like potato, which I think is kind of crazy. Do you like it with bacon or without?
With you gotta like it with the bacon.
Exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying.
You gotta get the bacon.
Grandma's recipe. Tell you what, grandma's recipe is like the best. You can't beat it. They make some good stuff. I tell you what, they've been doing it for 80 plus years, however long they've been doing it. And they really refine that stuff. I tell you what. Yeah. I think I've run out of things to say about food.
Me too, man.
Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Watch the Lorax.
The Lorax. Yeah, when you mentioned that, like the freaking like when you were explaining the Lorax to me, I didn't recognize it as the Lorax. I was so confused at what you're talking about, and then you said the Lorax, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. But like, I wasn't thinking like cartoon low poly. I was thinking like real world, like do you mean trees, bro? What the? I was
Yeah,
thinking
he
like
walked out there and he was like, "Man, what the fuck are the trees at?
where the trees at, bro?" I can see that being like
the
a. I
trees.
can see that being like a TikTok. You know, it's like open the For You page. Where the trees at, man? And they're just in the middle of the desert.
It's like,
Hey, yo,
shit, I'm
hey,
lost
yo,
again.
Okay, Moto dropped the whole instructional recipe. Given the following
Nah,
ingredients. Oh wait, no, this is one of those like scenario
I
questions.
take a
Okay.
teaspoon of salt though.
Given the following ingredients: 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 eyes from a big, I'm assuming they meant pig, a single slice of bread, a pound of butter, and a jar of Spam. What is the best meal you can make? Okay, so we have salt, we have bread, we have butter. Okay, butter's going to be good. Spam, not the worst thing in the world. 2 eyes from a pig. Okay, so what I would do is I would immediately discard the eyes and give it to a dog. Then I would probably roast the Spam in a little bit and then spoon some melted butter on top. I would obviously toast the bread because that's a superior form of bread. Maybe salt the Spam a little bit just in case the butter's unsalted. And then I would put it together and you'd have like a buttered Spam buttered roasted toasted Spam sandwich, which doesn't sound great, but with given those ingredients, would probably be the best thing.
Roasted and toasted?
Heck yeah, brother.
Nah,
Have you
you're
not-
doing too much.
Dude,
man.
dude, no. Try it, bro. If you ever make your own burgers or like use even just a regular sandwich, try toasting the bread. Like the crunch.
Well, I
just
toast the bread, but
enhances it
roasting?
so much. Well, the Spam is getting roasted.
Oh. I know. I
Not
don't
like
eat Spam.
roasting,
Spam's
not
weird.
toasting and roast, but like toasted and roasted, as in the Spam was toasted and the toast was toasted. Bit of a clerical error there, but yeah. This
eat
feels like
ham.
the freaking exam I was taking today, bro. Stop asking me these word problems. I don't want to. I was so upset that I got so I ended up with like an 80 on the total thing. I was like so upset. I was like, yo, that was terrible. I never usually do that bad. And then I looked at the instructional thing and it's like, oh yeah, anything above a 70 is like certification for each category. And I was like, oh well, I guess I didn't do too bad then.
Bro, you got an 80 on it? That's a B, ain't it?
Well, yeah, but like I never studied.
Bro, I'm gonna kick you in the face.
I didn't. The thing is, it's like an aptitude test for like future jobs and whatnot. And it was a
Right.
requirement for the class, but the grade doesn't actually count for the class. So I was like, well, all I need to do is take it. I don't really need to study. So I was like, well, I'll get her done, old son. You know, and I was sleep deprived and I probably would have done a lot better had I actually like done it at a reasonable time, but I was under some constraints and wanted to get it out of the way. So, yeah. You know how me. The sacrifice
Yeah,
I'm
that's
willing
how
to
it-
make. It just
that's how it
made
do
sense
be.
to me. Like, if it was worth a grade, obviously I'd actually spend time studying that crap. These questions are an interesting turn. I'm gonna let you answer the next one that came in.
If you had a pet dinosaur, what was the first thing you traded and how would you keep it fed? Well, I'd feed it the souls of my enemies. But the
Like
first thing I
Minecraft, in it, he like
traded,
gets experience points, levels
that's
up.
what I'm saying.
You get like a
The
level
first
2.
thing,
It's like a
I would train
Pokemon.
it
You get like a
to-
level 2 dinosaur.
well, training takes work. I don't know. It'll be an attack dinosaur.
Well, I mean, an alligator technically counts as a dinosaur, right? And people have pet alligators. So
Yeah,
I
but
imagine it'd be similar
alligators
to
are
that.
stupid and they're big and they're stupid because they
So are
can't
dinosaurs.
move. They don't
Why do you think they're dead?
Yeah, but not a raptor.
that
Raptors are
means-
smart and they're fast and they're cool.
Okay, well, if they're so smart, why are alligators alive and they not? That means
Because,
alligators were the smartest dinosaur because they survived.
Big old rock in space.
Yeah, but like alligators were there at the same time. Like, what did they do? Hide under the water?
Yeah. So most of the dinosaurs hit on the ground. That's why they're still alive, duh.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be that's interesting to think. We should go back in time and like review it just like have like a laugh cam every time a dinosaur gets like crested by a mountain.
What the fuck? Just fucking
Look at this
L.
dude. This dinosaur falls off a cliff. Bro, this is why they're extinct.
see. I would have survived that right there.
See, personally, I wouldn't have done that. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
would have seen it coming. Then I would have ducked and rolled. You know.
saying? You know what? That's what I'm saying. Oh man, I guess I got to get this next question. Okay, let me get. Oh, I've been talking nonstop. I'm getting kind of tired. All
Yeah.
right. What would be easier to fight in the water, a 5-foot shark or a 5-foot alligator? You only have one arm and a nude with a 2-inch blade. I'm gonna say that's dude, and a dude with a 2-inch blade. I don't know what you would do with a nude when you're fighting, but that's for moral support, I guess. But dude, I've seen videos. An alligator, you know, once they like get a hold of you, they like twist and like rip your arm apart. Okay, so in a knife with a 2-inch knife. Okay, so an alligator will tear you apart, whereas a shark will slice you apart. And the thing about sharks is, they're so sharp you won't really feel them biting you as much as you will if your arm's literally being twisted and torn off by an alligator. I feel like that would be less painful. Plus, I've seen videos. Alligators can be subdued pretty simply. I mean, you jump on them and grab them. But they are heavy. They're not that smart, but I feel like they're a lot more dangerous than sharks, to be honest. Because a shark,
Nah.
dude, have you seen the divers? Like they literally just stick their hand out above their nose and just push them out of the way.
You better seem real stupid right now,
They
Joe.
push them out of the way. The frick is
So a shark would be significantly easier to fight than an alligator. Alligators do a death roll and they get you in their but a shark, they want to protect all those sensors that are right underneath their nose. If you just punch one of those sensors, they
gone.
just fuck off.
That's exactly
one
what
hit.
I'm saying. Like you can just push them away and they're like, all right, never mind. But an alligator, they don't feel, unless you like pierce their skin, they're not gonna feel much. I mean, you can like poke their eyes, you can cover their mouth, their like nostril. You can poke their nostrils a bit, but like, I mean, you got to be. The thing is with I guess interestingly enough, with it depends on if you see it coming, right? Because if you see it coming, you can take action to avoid either. Like if you're in the ocean and a snark comes, okay, you can like start going the other way. You can prepare yourself. You can like get ready to punch them. Alligators coming towards you, you can retreat a little bit. But if it's out of nowhere, you just mind your own business and then you get attacked by a shark, and then you get attacked by an alligator. Which one would you choose? Dude, I don't know. I actually kind of have like a little bit of a fear of alligators because I've seen, I've had too much access to the
alligators are
internet at an early
stupid,
age,
man.
and like see
Alligators are
freaking alligators
built
all doing
on-
their death roll. But sharks don't attack people that often. Like alligators, they're on land, so they attack people a lot more. But sharks, they're in the ocean. You know, they don't really travel in packs. Kind of loners. Alligators travel in packs, bruh. So in a one-on-one thing,
they travel to
alligator-
fuck your
alligator
shit up.
is going to. I mean, there's like I remember. I think we talked about this before. There's a little army skirmish in like some island that was full of alligators, and the enemy had to retreat into like the swamps, and they were completely like the whole thing was destroyed because it was full of alligators. So the alligators literally ate them all, took them apart.
Hell.
You will never see a freaking herd of sharks, bro. And if you do, that'd be probably the last thing you see. But like, do you ever see a herd of sharks, bro? They're not in like a pack. So I think, yeah, definitely I'd take the shark in that one. I don't know. Just personal opinion. Especially if it's on land, bro. If there's a shark on land versus an alligator on land, I mean, the shark, not going to do too well. In a swamp, a shark's not going to do too well either. In the ocean, I don't know. Probably not have the upper hand there, but, I can kick him in the snout. In the noggin, if you will.
True. Yeah. Yeah, you right.
Okay. We're getting way too many questions here. These hypotheticals are getting exhausting. I'm gonna be real. I don't want to answer any more of these.
Get the fuck out of here with your questions. Too hard.
It's
You're on a
exhausting.
sinking boat 3 miles from land. Do you jump off and swim to shore and try to patch the hole? Water is flooding at a rate of 50 gallons per minute, and you only have a cup. Bro, I'm swimming. There's no. It's a lost cause. I'm swimming.
I mean, you could do both, right? Like you could try to stop the flooding. If you have a cup, you could maybe hold it in front of the thing, and maybe that will slow it a bit. And then once it like starts to sink, like I'm gonna preemptively leave, and
Well, the
swim,
thing
I
about
guess.
sinking ships
Back
is
float.
you only have that amount of time to either jump or stay.
That's
because
true.
because
You have to
when
make a
when
decision.
it goes under, it creates that suction, and that'll pull you back in.
Bro, a sailboat will not pull you in if it sinks. It'll flip
Oh
over.
shit, it's a sailboat.
Sailboat?
Never
Yeah,
mind.
sailboats
I thought
don't
we were talking
sink.
about like a Titanic type shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Titanic, you'll good luck. But a boat, they're literally made completely out of foam, and then they're coated in fiberglass, and then that fiberglass is coated in gel coat. So they're notoriously known for being unsinkable. So even if they break apart, you can float on top of the pieces of the boat because it's literally styrofoam. Like until it gets waterlogged, which if it's a fresh break, it's not gonna be waterlogged for a very long time. So you can just float to the island on a piece of the boat, or maybe it flips over.
Dude, I hate it when it waterlogs, man. That shit's stupid.
Yeah,
Is that
once-
what it creates
once
the
it's water-
suction underneath it, and so you can't
once
flip it
it's
over?
waterlogged, it's game over for the boat, at least. Waterlogged in it.
Louise. Yeah, but I think that's about it, man.
That's about it. Yeah, we're coming up at 55 minutes here. I think I'm gonna end it a little preemptively.
It's a good amount of time. Yeah,
because
go
it's
for
been a
it.
good amount of time. We've had a lot of fun. We've answered a lot of questions.
Let's get dinner, man. Let's go eat.
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry. Got stuff to do. Okay, well, I'll endorse this one last question, but I'll make Double do it.
Yeah, I want you to think of a number between 1 and 10. Don't tell me. And once you have it, I will guess. All right, I got it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What guess, bitch?
Was that your number?
Nah, it's not. That's not my number.
I guess it didn't work. Maybe next time. All right, folks. Thanks again for tuning into the Advocate podcast. We appreciate you guys having fun with us. Appreciate Double for showing up. This was great. Nobody else showed up. I guess
Yeah.
they hate me.
I woke up from my nap in a cold sweat. I was like, oh shit. the podcast.
But yeah, thanks again, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Capiche.